Hello everyone, it's Zort Rider here and welcome to another video, and I'm actually going to do a review for you. It's been ages since I've done a review, and today we're going to have a look at Legacy Bulkhead, and here he is in his alt mode. But before we have a look at him, let's have a look at the box. The box is causing some controversy, and that is not for the design, because the design is quite nice, but it's got an open hole in the front, and it's different to what we've seen before, isn't it? And Transformers fans generally don't like different, do they? They don't like change. Now, I can understand inbox collectors shying away from this because the lack of plastic here makes it, well, not really that good to display if you're a inbox collector, if all the dust and dirt's going to get in there. But for me, I think that the main thing was that there's dust and dirt already on the figure before you get to it. It's a very, very odd decision, and I understand what Hasbro are trying to do, probably from a political point of view. Oh, we're reducing our use on single-use plastics, all of that kind of stuff. In the Transformers line, but then in the Black Series line, the Marvel Legends line, they're using as much plastic as they had before, so it doesn't really make much sense. But you know what, they're doing it for the right reasons, even if the execution isn't that bad. And I am a out-of-box collector. It's a nice box. It's a nice colour. This logo's going to age worse than a tribal tattoo in the 90s. It really is. Probably the whole package is. It's nice to have the purple now, but I mean, I like this Bulkhead artwork. And I think I've said before, this is nice artwork, but actually, you know, I don't think it is right. I'm going to be controversial. I don't like that stylised look for Blaster. Don't like that look for Hot Rod. I'm not a fan of that art style, to be honest. But it's a box, let's face it. Let's not cry about it. And on the back, you've got this QR code, which you can scan for tech specs, which I'll show you now, which doesn't work still. Well done, Hasbro. So this box is going to be long in the bin before I actually get to read that, but never mind. And here is Bulkhead in his alt mode. Yes, it's a different alt mode to the one that we had in Transformers Prime. That was 10 years ago, and the character needed a bit of an update. And I think what they've done here is pretty good. It's no different to what Classics did to G1, redesigning the alt modes and the robot modes in order to modernise them. And I think that's what they've done here in order to fit in with the line. I think it works. Some nice details. This whole thing is clear plastic, which has its own problems, but it looks pretty well. It's painted really well. I don't like the fact you can see like the thighs here showing through. There is a gap in the back as well, so you can see some stuff inside and some of his weapon storage. This is the most annoying thing on mine. I've got some flash in there on the front where it's been cut off the mould. It has got a mini-com port there, for those of you who remember Armada back in the day, in the early 2000s, wasn't it? But yeah, the alt mode is good. It's got 6 rolling wheels. It's got some decent coverage on the bottom, because I know some of the Kingdom figures like Huffer, the clearance on the bottom was quite tight, and sometimes you knock the underneath rather than rolling the wheels. But it looks good. It's decent. And the top can come off to unveil a load of storage. Probably got enough room under there to actually store all the negativity from the Transformers Twitter community. You can fit in underneath there, put the lid on it like so, and store it away so you never have to listen to the crap again. But you can have him without that backpack on and have him as some kind of flatbed truck. You can really see how this potentially is going to be remoulded into an Optimus Prime. I think there's rumours about the Beast Hunters one, and I can kind of see that happening here. I have taken some parts out of the back because it comes with a couple of accessories. It comes with this clear Energon Gatling gun almost, which is pretty cool. And it comes with his like wrecking ball weapon, which he always had in the show, which is really, really good that they included that. And those can store in the back. And the only way I can find them to fit is like so. So you plug this wrecking ball at the back and the gun on top like that. And then this obviously clips over the top. But you can take this Gatling gun off. And once you've attached the tarp back on, this can then port into the top like that if you want to have that look going on, or even on the sides if you want to do that. So there is a degree of versatility with it. It is a lovely looking alt mode. Let's get him transformed up and see that robot mode. And here is Bulkhead, all transformed up in his controversial robot mode. Now, this figure caused a load of debate online because he doesn't look like the Bulkhead, exactly like the Bulkhead that we saw in the Transformers show. the main gripe with this is, oh, it doesn't look like the Bulkhead that we had 10 years ago. It doesn't look like that figure that also is a good representation of Bulkhead that I've had for years and years, but I've been storing it up the loft, but now I'm upset that a new toy doesn't look like it. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, it is something good to have a new design, and this is a Bulkhead figure, right? We haven't had a decent Bulkhead figure in a while, and this is a good Bulkhead figure. Yes, it doesn't have the same alt mode and the same overall design as the Transformers Prime figure, but that figure was good anyway. This stands alone as a really good Bulkhead, and one that I really want to keep out on display. I mean, all of my animated, all of my Transformers Prime stuff has been packed away. And I know there's a lot of people out there who still have those collections on display, but I haven't got enough space to have all my collection out. I want to have select items out. And now this is one that's going to stay because it fits in with the aesthetic of the main stuff that I've got, which is your Kingdom and your Siege and your all of those type of things. Now the figure itself is great. The transformation, a little bit ropey. I don't like the transformation of the waist. It took a lot for me to figure out, but I got there in the end. But I think the overall design of this figure works for the character. Bulkhead is a big, chunky boy, and he definitely doesn't miss chest day, does he? Look at those pecs. They are stunning. His proportions are better in person. And it comes with a decent amount of accessories, as I say. You've got this riot shield, which you can store on the back if you like, and you can actually transform and keeping that on completely. I don't quite like that look. I like to go for the option of adding it onto his arm as a riot shield, which I need to do by flipping out this peg, attaching it to the arm, folding it round, and then we have Bulkhead there with his riot shield on. You can also take his wrecking ball, and this is quite clever how it does this. It's on a hinge, opens up, clips over his fist, and then we have Bulkhead's wrecking ball as well, but that's not the only accessory he's got. The only accessories he's got this gun as well. Now, in the stock images for Bulkhead, it shows it pegging in to this hole here by this tab. Actually on mine, the big weapon struggles to fit in the hole because the hole is a little bit too big. A bit like your mum's. But luckily, on the other side, it fits in just fine, so you can display it like so, and that holds in well. I don't know if that's just on my copy, but works really, really well. And I like that over-the-shoulder design. I quite like these clear plastic weapons. I think they'll work quite well. You can, if you want to, plug this gun into his hand, and he can hold it as a handheld weapon, if you so wish. But I mean, to me, if he's going to have a Gatling gun, he needs to have a big, giant weapon, doesn't he? I think that works better for Bulkhead as a shoulder cannon. The overall design of the figure, as I say, we spoke about it, I think it works really well. It isn't too gappy either. Yeah, the torso is a bit gappy, but you can't really see it, to be honest. No doubt someone somewhere will come up with some 3D printed fillers for here, which serves no purpose at all. I think the details look quite good. I think there's got some nice panels on here and details. Mine's got a little scratch there. This is a little scratch near the Autobots thing there. And that is one of the problems about having the open boxes, the damage. And I think that would have happened in transit. Something's obviously caught it and chipped it. The head sculpt, stunning. Very much Bulkhead. And I think that it's the head that brings this character really together. Yes, the proportions of the colour, but without that head sculpt, yeah, it could be another character completely. But they've added some good accessories here that really, like the wrecking ball, the head, some nice touches, not accessories, some nice touches that really bring out the Bulkhead character. On the back, as you can see, not that much kibble, and I think it works. I think this is a good first Voyager figure for Legacy to kick off with. Next to his Wavemate, and I know this wasn't the Legacy figure, this is obviously the last, I got him from Kingdom, but he's his Wavemate. You can see the size-wise, he's roughly the same size as Blaster. Definitely a lot wider than Blaster, but he definitely fits in well there. And if you want to see him next to, I don't know, Preceptor here, who's a rather large Studio Series 86 Deluxe, we've got Tigertron here, if you want to see how they look together. it works. It's a good figure, and I'm happy Hasbro have bought Legacy, and I'm happy we're getting stuff from other continuities, and I'm happy they're tying them all together in an aesthetic. Now, people are calling that a G1 aesthetic. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I mean, some of the Siege figures we've had are the best G1 representations we've had, but it's great that we're getting these other characters as well. I'm excited to see RC now. I think the alt mode looks great. I'm excited to see Knockout. Is it Knockout? The car runs around with Breakdown. I hope we get a Breakdown. I mean, this could be retooled into a Breakdown. I know we're getting the Stunticons, but we can have two of the same character. It's this multiverse thing that Marvel started, and now everyone's going to have a go at it, aren't they? But what do you think? Do you think this Bulkhead is worth the money? Have you managed to pick up one yet? Have you managed to get that bloody QR code working? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've been Zort Rider. This has been Legacy Bulkhead, and let's hope those deluxes land soon.